Hey guys, Yomi here again, and today I'm bringing you part 3 of my series on the Chinese weapons of Battlefield 4, this time about the Type-95B-1. This is the carbine variant of the Chinese assault rifle, the QBZ-95-1, and it's got a lot of similarities with the other two variants, the assault rifle and the LMG, and the odd man out is the QBU-88, which is the DMR variant of the Chinese weapons, and of course is very different from the other two. Now on to the Type-95B-1. Now it has one of the slowest fire rates of all of the carbines, which it shares with the QBZ-95-1, which has one of the slowest fire rates of the assault rifles, and the QBB-95-1, which is one of the slowest firing LMGs. So of course this hinders it a lot, especially whenever you go into close quarter situations, and that coupled with a particularly lengthy reload pretty much yells at you that you do not want to bring this into close situations. You're pretty much going to get your ass handed to you unless you really catch the enemy off guard. And for the most part, I try to stick to this plan as much as possible. I really only bring out the Type-95B-1 whenever I'm on a very open, vehicle-centric map where I need to play as the engineer, but the ranges are just too far for PDW and for most of the carbines. And since the Type-95B-1 has such a low recoil, such a tight spread at such a long distance, it makes it the top competitor for what I would want to use in long-range situations. So that's basically the only times that I want to use it, and since I play a lot on really large conquest servers, I did end up accumulating quite a big number of kills using this weapon. And apart from its long reload, a big aspect of the Type-95-1, it being a bullpup weapon, is that it has a very good hipfire accuracy. One of the best hipfire accuracies among the carbines, and one of the best in the game overall. So if you end up having to stick around those close quarter situations, you could hipfire your way out. It wouldn't be that difficult, but it's still not advised to even go towards a close quarter situation using this rifle. Now, if you were playing as the assault class, would there be a reason to use the Type-95B-1 over the QBZ-95-1? I wouldn't really think so. The QBZ-95-1 is an assault rifle, so I think it has the automatic benefit of you being able to put underslung attachments on it, and the Type-95B-1 doesn't really have any extra damage or any particularly outstanding stats that separate it from it. So there really wouldn't be a reason to use it. In the engineer class, there definitely would be a reason to use the Type-95B-1 whenever you're on the really open big maps, as I said, to get those enemies that are always at those longer ranges. So you want to be confined to the restrictions of the PDWs. But yeah, in the medic class, I wouldn't really see you using it over the QBZ-95-1. The same could be said for the support class. I mean, you really don't want to give up those 80 so rounds that you would get with the QBB-95-1 for practically the same gun, because the QBZ-95-1, the Type-95-1, and the QBB-95-1 are all basically the same, which is pretty much indicated by the similarities of their names. So yeah, you really want to give up the 80 rounds that you would get with the QBB to get practically the same weapon. So I really couldn't see you trading it out in the support class either. Now, of course, if you wanted to be a sniper and you wanted to have an automatic weapon that's really good at long range, then you could use the Type-95B-1, and that would be a pretty understandable situation. So overall, there are instances in which you could argue that the Type-95-1 is a pretty meaningful weapon. I have found plenty of use of it on open maps, and I'm sure you can do just perfectly fine using the weapon. It doesn't suck outright, but there's nothing about it that really stands out apart from pretty decent hipfire and low recoil, so it's kind of a long-range exclusive machine. So a lot of times you won't find any use for it, but I certainly did in those big open maps, and I think that would definitely be where I would recommend using it. Definitely it's got a little bit more going for it than, say, the QBZ-95-1. So that is the third weapon in the Chinese series, only one left to go, the QBU-88. So if you guys like this, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and until next time, this is me, Yummy. Goodbye, and good hunting.